I'm Sweeney Burke, and this podcast is brought to you by Digital Training Institute. Well, welcome to episode 78, my 2017 Christmas special of the podcast, which is guaranteed to be full of Christmas cheer. A big welcome to everyone tuning in live on Facebook, or if you're watching later, the replay, or indeed on YouTube. You're all very welcome to this behind the scenes episode. Coming up in today's show, in social media news, I share my social media predictions for 2018. Bobby interviews Santa Claus, who joins us live on the phone from the North Pole. Kathryn Mason, who's joined me from Dublin, asks JSB in a special interview. In shoutouts, the people around me who make Digital Training Institute so awesome. In JSB's column, revealing plans for 2018 and find out what social media tool saved my working week. So you're all very welcome, and it's great to have you tuning in on Facebook. Make sure you leave your comments and your questions, and we will get to them a little bit later. You will see that I have guests in studio. It makes a change. I don't always. I'm delighted that Bobby is here, and Bobby has taken some very valuable time out of school to be on the podcast, but it's very important that we have him here because he is Santa Claus's target market. We also have Kathryn Mason, who is a big fan, may I say, of JSB Talks Digital, and she's come from Dublin today, and we'll talk a little bit more with Kathryn later on. And maybe can I just check to make sure that we have Santa Claus on the phone from the North Pole. Santa, are you there?
Hello, Joanne. How are you today?
I'm great, Santa. Thank you so much for joining me on JSB Talks Digital. Now just keep warm and keep holding that onto that hot chocolate. We will be back to you shortly.
No problem.
So let's get to social media news. This week, I want to share with you my 2018 social media predictions. I recently contributed to an expert voice roundup blog post by the great people at Talkwalker. They asked 10 digital marketing and social media experts to put out online their predictions for social media in 2018. So I shared two of mine with the guys at Talkwalker. Number one, I spoke about newsjacking. So a successful newsjacking campaign can produce enormous results in terms of increased website traffic and brand positioning. But social monitoring is required if you are going to have your index finger on the pulse of what's making news and what's captivating the interest of the internet nation. Choose your newsjacking opportunities wisely, and you must ask yourself, is it right for my brand to step into this conversation right now? You don't want to damage your brand with a misjudged newsjacking that backfires. So my second prediction for 2018 is the rise of advocacy marketing. So advocacy marketing is a tactic that will rocket brands into a new digital stratosphere if they can leverage the power of their online community. So JSB has been building her online community by virtue of this podcast, my blogs, and my YouTube videos. This form of organic marketing sees the customer stepping into a brand advocate role with product or service reviews and recommendations which drive leads and increase sales. My friends, your community will do the marketing for you if they trust you and believe in what you do. The smartphone has revolutionized consumer behavior. Did you know we're now lifting our phones up to 200 times a day? Maybe a little bit more for JSB. And mobile will continue to dominate search, but conversions on mobile will also increase because of advocacy marketing. My final prediction for 2018 when it comes to social, and not in the Talkwalker blog post, is watch out Facebook Watch. Facebook Watch will grow in dominance as it tries to take more of the television advertising spend. And I predict that we will see Facebook collaborating on a more formal basis with content creators, but also with traditional media outlets. Okay, so that is social media news. And now I am very excited to move on to the interview. And I know that Bobby and I haven't had much sleep because we've been so excited to speak to Santa Claus. So Santa, join back in, and you're so welcome to join us on JSB Talks Digital podcast. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Really, really good. Oh, it's been so busy over the last few weeks trying to get everything ready.
So for those of you who are loyal and repeat listeners to JSB Talks Digital, you will be aware that I had Santa on last year's Christmas special podcast. The feedback was amazing, and the YouTube video of the interview was played in schools across the world. Santa, thanks for coming back once again. But I know that you're really busy, but I managed to reach out to your virtual assistant to bag this interview because everybody wants to know how I managed to get Santa on my podcast.
Well, can I just tell you, Joanne, I was thrilled when my virtual assistant messaged me to say that you had been in touch. I took a selfie with Mrs. Claus. She watches last year's JSB's Talk Digital special on YouTube all the time. She even has it bookmarked on our Apple TV.
Oh, I love Mrs. Claus, and I think we might be having her on the show in 2018. But this year, Santa, I have a special co-host joining me. Bobby is in studio today, taking some time out from school, but I should point out that he is going straight back to school after this interview. And Bobby has some questions for you, Santa.
Oh, hello, Bobby. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Lovely to talk to you. Are you being good?
Yeah.
Good man. Oh, lovely.
So I'm going to ask you these 8 questions.
Oh, you have loads of questions for Santa.
So the first one is, how do you get down the chimney?
I get asked that quite a lot, to be honest with you, Bobby. My magic Santa suit shrinks me to fit down the chimney. Have you seen the sizes of the chimneys in China?
Well, yeah. Question 2. How are you still alive after 2,000 years?
Oh, well, now let me tell you. I am Santa, and I live forever. I live for the children of the world so they can experience the true joy of Christmas and celebrate our traditions, their traditions and our traditions with their families. It's a very, very special time.
Question 3. How does your suit still fit you?
Well, Bobby, are you suggesting that I have a bit of weight on me? This suit grows with me and shrinks with me. I told you that, I think, already, didn't I? It's absolutely magic, it is.
Well, you wouldn't find a suit like that in a shop.
Oh, no, it's specially made by the elves.
Question 4. Why do you live in the North Pole?
Well, I live in this place. I live in the place where nobody can access me. Mrs. Claus and all the elves. Otherwise, we will be inundated with selfie requests from parents and children begging me for toys all year round. But also, it's because my reindeers and my elves also live here.
Well, the postman can reach you, but he doesn't really want to say hi.
No. He just delivers the mail, and Mrs. Claus and all the elves, they help him with all the bags of letters that we receive all year round from the good boys and girls.
Question 5. How did you find all the reindeer?
Well, now, why I chose the North Pole to live in is because it has lots of reindeers. Many, many years ago, I had interviews to search for the top 9 reindeers that would be accompanying me around the world every year. So as you probably know, I have Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen, who lead the sleigh right across the world. Did you know that the name of the magical flying animals came from a poem back a very, very long time ago in 1823 called The Night Before Christmas?
Wow, that must have been a long time ago.
A long, long time ago.
Question 6. How did Rudolph get its red nose?
Oh, yes, the most famous rave. We forgot to mention Rudolph, didn't we? Well, Rudolph's legendary's luminous red nose, which helps to protect it from freezing during the sleigh rides and to regulate the temperature of the reindeer's brain, factors essentially for flying reindeers pulled by Santa Claus's sleigh under extreme, very, very cold temperatures.
And, question 7. Did you get my letter?
Why, yes, Santa. Why, yes, I did. It arrived from Ireland on priority post only today, I must say. You live in Barna now. Now, don't you?
Yep,
Don't you
I
live
did.
in Barna? You live in Barna. Yes,
Yeah.
you do. And I have it now, and the elves are busy working away on your special delivery.
So, this is the last question.
Okay.
Can you give young people some good advice about cyberbullying?
Oh, yes, I can indeed, Bobby. And it's very important, very, very important. So I hope all the boys and girls are listening into this. I am so glad that you asked me about this. Cyberbullying or being mean to people is not very cool. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Bobby, did you know that being really mean to people could result in breaking the law? So, don't be mean online, and if you can't be nice, don't be naughty. Google will remember your mean comments forever. And remember, I know Google very, very well.
Okay, so that's all the questions that I have.
Oh, Bobby, are you all ready for Christmas?
Yeah.
I see. I've heard that you wear loads of lovely Christmas jumpers as well.
Yeah, I do.
Do you like them? Are they nice and warm?
Yeah.
I have a lovely jumper as well that I wear around here in the North Pole, and it's a lovely blue jumper with, one of the elves made it, and it has an elf on it, and it has a load of little balls that jingle and jangle every time I wear it as well, and it's really fun to wear, and it's lovely and cozy as well, especially up here in the North Pole because it gets so cold.
It must sound really cool.
It is,
Good.
and it's lovely. And it's a magic jumper, as you say. It shrinks to fit every time I put on the weight. And over Christmas, it can be so busy. And then on Christmas Eve, when I'm going around with all the presents for the boys and girls, do you know what I have to do? I have to eat all of the mince pies and all the sweets and and loads of milk to keep my energy levels up all the way around the world. So will you leave some out for me this year?
Yeah, I will. And it must take a long time to brush your teeth.
Oh, it does. I actually bring my little toothpaste and my toothbrush with me when I do my rounds. And even when I'm on the sleigh, I'm able to brush my teeth just to keep them nice and clean.
So, thanks for answering all those questions.
You have a lovely Christmas, Bobby. And remember,